Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of Killer Be Killed, the debut studio album by the supergroup Killer Be Killed. This year we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of the record, so I decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I actually remember when this supergroup was announced at the end of 2013, I was like, Max Cavalera is doing another project? With Greg, the vocalist of the Dillinger Escape Plan? I have to hear this. My excitement was bigger than my dick because back in 2010 Soulfly on the record Omen had a song with Greg called Rise of the Fallen, and that one was fantastic, so I was like, wow, a full album of songs like that one? I can't wait! So the lineup on this album is Greg on the vocals and rhythm guitar, Max Cavalera on the vocals and rhythm guitar, Troy Sanders on the bass and vocals, and David on the drums. Also we have Juan Montoya on lead guitar, additional guitarist. Greg was in the Dillinger Escape Plan at the time. Currently he's the vocalist of the band Better Lovers, check them out. I first heard the Dillinger Escape Plan around 10 years ago, I think. I even reviewed some of their records on this channel, so check those videos out. Max Cavalera on the other hand is a founding member of lots of great metal bands, Sepultura, Soulfly, Cavalera Conspiracy, etc. Nail Bump also. I first heard Max music probably in the last century, because my siblings were massive fans of Sepultura and Soulfly, so we had their records laying around. All I can tell you is that back in 2001, one of my all-time favorite records were Soulfly's self-titled record, Soulfly Primitive, and Sepultura Roots. So those were my jams basically. Next we've got Troy Sanders, one of the vocalists and bassist of the Mastodon band. I do enjoy their music, not that much their latest output, but the first couple of records I was a big fan of. Then we have David, who played in the Mars Volta and other bands. And yeah, I do enjoy the Mars Volta. Again, not my type of music, but I do like to listen to their records once in a while. So this supergroup truly pleases my brain, because every member here is from a band that I actually like. The production is tight, it's clean but heavy, no loudness or no clipping, just the way I like it. It was done by Josh Wilbur. I love how the drums and the guitars and the bass and the vocals are mixed here. It's all crisp, heavy, you can hear every detail. Hell yeah, great production. Message is diverse, the songs are mostly about politics, society, mythology. There are some movie references here and there, like for example on the track Save the Robots we have some Blade Runner references, that's very nice. To be quite honest, I've never paid much attention to the lyrics on this record. Today was the first time I've actually read through them, and they're okay, you know, standard thing, nothing special, nothing bad, it's just good. Music on the other hand is like a mix of groove metal, thrash metal, alternative metal, death metal, all of that stuff just combined to create one special thing. When it comes to the performance on this record, let's start with the drums. The drummer is fantastic, I love his double bass work, his groove, the style, the precision of his playing, it's all quite nice. Next we've got the bass work, it's audible. Troy mostly follows the guitars, but we have moments here and there where he deviates from that stuff. That's what I enjoy the most about the bass playing, where the bass is just doing his own thing separate from the guitars. Then we've got the guitar work by both Greg, Max and the Juan guy. So I love the guitar riffs here. Probably my favorite ones are from Greg, because you can easily tell which of the songwriters wrote which part of the song. Greg has more of a punky and more melodic alternative vibe to his guitar riffs. Max on the other hand brings that intensity, the thrash/death metal stuff, so that's him. And Troy just brings us some cool bass lines and some also more melodic stuff. So yeah, the guitar riffs slap. Finally, let's talk about the vocals on this record, and they are quite unique because we've got three guys basically doing their own signature singing styles. So we have Max with his yelling, shouting, screaming and growling. Then we have Troy with his weird also shouting and yelling, but also some singing, which is quite nice. And last but not least we've got Greg with his screaming, shouting, growling and also beautiful singing. I must say that I enjoy everyone's vocals on this record. There isn't a moment on this album that I would be like, the vocals are... No, the vocals are actually quite nice throughout the entire thing, which is also very rare in music, at least to me. Usually someone will fuck it up at some point in time, but that never occurs here. Now let's rate individual songs. The album opens up with Wings of Feather and Wax. This is one of the singles with a music video, probably the first one, I am not quite sure because it's been 10 years, you know, I wasn't checking. Wings of Feather and Wax. Now this is one of my favorite songs here. I love the opening, the more hardcore punkish nature of it, and then the beautiful chorus happens. I never stop to notice the fire in your head, a burning so consuming, but now I understand, and now I'm falling like Icarus to rain, too late to kill the flame now of it. So I have noticed that half of the songs talk about fire or flames, like Prometheus or Icarus. It's quite interesting, so that's the mythology on the record, I would say. Also, what's very nice is that every vocalist has a moment to shine on every single song. There isn't a track here where just Max or just Greg are singing. Sure, some songs prefer one of the vocalists, like he takes over the reins on the song and sings like 80% of it, but the other guys will also hop in and do something, and that's very cool. I wish more bands would do stuff like that. The only band that comes to my mind right now, which would mix several vocalists that well, is Maximum the Hormone, the Japanese nu metal band, where the bassist, the guitarist, the vocalist and the drummer would always do vocals on every song, and it was quite interesting. So we have that kind of energy on this record. And yeah, Wings of Feather and Wax, great song. I love every single second here from beginning to the end. This one has intensity, it's full of energy, 11 out of 10 for sure. Face Down, this is my least favorite song on the record, but I still love it. I love the energy, the intensity. Max's parts are so funny because he does the chorus, face down, face down. It sounds like SoFly because he's just repeating the same shit over and over again. And I also enjoy the pre-outro, however you would call it. Before the outro, we have that 20-30 second part with singing, and it's just so beautiful. That's my favorite part of the song. 9 out of 10, Melting of My Marrow. Now this is my favorite song from this band period. It has that slight nu metal / grunge / alternative metal vibe to it. That main guitar riff, you know, that starts the song. I love it so much. Greg's vocals are just so on point, the verses, he's singing with so much passion, I love that. Then we get the pre-chorus, we are what we are, deaf and to us all. That's Max screaming basically, and then we get the chorus with Trey, or Troy, I forgot his name, and I love the chorus as well. But my favorite part of the song is right before the second verse, we get that slight little guitar solo that sounds very similar to the guitar solo on the song Rammstein by the band Rammstein from 1995. Check it out, it's quite similar, and I enjoy it because it reminds me of simpler times, it reminds me of childhood, so I love that part. But every single section on this song basically slaps. You need to listen to this track. I don't know if it has a music video or not. If not, then it should have been a single with a music video, because it's a banger. 11 out of 10. Snakes of Jehovah. Now this is my second least favorite song here, but it's still fantastic. I love Max's vocals, the crunchy, groovy parts, the singing. Yeah, it's fun from beginning to the end as well. Nothing special, but it works. It has that energy. It makes you happy basically. 9 out of 10. Carb Crusher is a masterpiece. I don't have anything bad to say about this track. I love the chorus the most and the bridge part. 10 out of 10. Save the Rabbits. Now this is one of my favorite songs here. I just love the bass lines at the beginning. They have that Tool vibe to them. Then we get the verses with Greg's beautiful singing, and then the very funky and like interesting chorus. I don't remember the lyrics, but it's so interesting to hear, like every single song on this record has its own identity. You cannot mistake this song for the previous ones and the next ones. 11 out of 10. Fire to Your Flag. This one is probably the fastest and the heaviest track because it has that hardcore punk energy infused with thrash metal. The vocals slap, especially by Max, the second verse with Max. I just enjoy it so much, and yeah, this one is short, simple, straight to the point, but it's just so fucking fun. 11 out of 10. IED. Now this one, I love what Max is doing vocally on this song, you know, the verses with him slap. The only flaw of this song is the middle part, which is kinda a little bit dragging too much and it's too slow, but everything else slaps. 9 out of 10. Dust into Darkness and 12 Labors are very similar songs in that sense that Greg is the main star of those tracks. He is up front vocally, he sings the choruses and he's great at it. I just love these songs so much. Yeah, they have interesting vibe, yet again, more melodic, but there's also darkness lurking in them. Fantastic stuff. 10 out of 10. And the last song on the standard edition, Forbidden Fire, takes a step back. We have some bass lines at the beginning. It's much more mellow and slower, and then there's implosion in the chorus and the screaming by Max. Then yet again, it gets slower, you know. It's like up and down, you know, the dynamics, and I do enjoy this track a lot. It's not my favorite here, it's like the third weakest track, but I just love it. It's a fantastic ending to this record. 9 out of 10. And the vinyl copy has a one bonus song called Ghost of Chernobyl. Now, this is a song about Chernobyl, basically, you know, that incident in the 80s. And I love this song. I don't know why it's not on the standard edition. I feel like it's on the same level as Snakes of Jehovah. It's a really great song. I love the heavier parts. Max's screaming is on point, same with Greg's. Yeah, if you haven't heard this song before, but you know this band, you should check it out. 9 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable, the flow is ideal, replayability, yeah, it's a masterpiece. To me, this is the best supergroup record ever, from beginning to the end. It has intensity, energy, emotions, we get melodies but also heavier parts, the vocals slap from every single person here. What I also do enjoy is the shift between the dynamics, how we get solo parts, heavier parts, solo parts, heavier parts, and how every single song has its own identity and you cannot mistake them for anything else. So yeah, the only flaw here is that Ghost of Chernobyl is just a bonus track. It should have been a part of the standard track list because it's also a fantastic track that needs more attention. So those are my thoughts about this record. Write down in the comments what do you think, what's your favorite song. As you can see, this record had the 10th anniversary in May, but I'm reviewing it now because, to be quite honest, I forgot. There were so many great records in 2014 and 2004 and 1994 that I sometimes cannot keep in touch with all of that stuff. But I had to do this review because I feel like this entire supergroup is very underrated and should be more celebrated, because we don't have a better supergroup in metal, I feel like at least such a great quality record, you know, from a supergroup where every single song slaps. I also feel like the follow-up to this record from 2020 is not as good as this one, so yeah, you should focus on this record, it's great. If you enjoyed the review, give it a like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. If you want, join my Patreon or YouTube membership so I can make more videos like this one. And that's all, bye!